بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Our lesson today about lesson 2, comparing a fraction. What is the meaning of comparing a fraction and what is the type of fractions? Mrs. Shayman, first, improper fraction. What is the meaning of proper fraction? In proper fraction, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. 4/9. Numerator is smaller than denominator. 4/9 or 3/5. Again, number 1, proper fraction. What is the meaning of proper fraction? Proper fraction if numerator is smaller than the numerator. 4/9 or 3/5. Number 2, improper fraction. What is the meaning of improper fraction? The numerator is greater than denominator. Numerator is greater than denominator. This numerator and its name is denominator. In improper fraction, numerator is greater than denominator. Improper fraction, numerator is greater than denominator. For example, 7/4 or 5/3. Number 3, mixed number. What is the meaning, Mrs. Shayma, of mixed number? Mixed number, its mean whole number and proper fraction. Again, what is the meaning of mixed number? The mixed number, it means whole number and proper fraction. Like 1/4/7, 3/1/8. Again, I will repeat the type of fraction. I have 3 types of fraction. Number 1, proper fraction. Number 2, improper fraction. Number 3, mixed number. Proper fraction, its mean numerator is smaller than denominator. 4/9 or 3/5 or 1/2 or 3/7 and so on. Improper fraction, its mean numerator is greater than denominator. For example, 7/4, 5/3, 9/2, 8/3 and so on. Mixed number, what is the meaning of mixed number? Whole number and proper fraction. Whole number, 1, it's whole number. 4/7, it's proper fraction. We studied before, 4/7, proper fraction because its numerator is smaller than denominator. For example, 3/1/8, 4/2/5, 6/1/3 and so on. Mrs. Shayma, how can I compare the fraction? I have 3 cases. The first case, comparing the 2 fractions of the same denominator. Second case, comparing the 2 fractions of the same numerator. Third case, comparing the 2 fractions of the different numerator and the different denominator. Mrs. Shayma, in the first case, how can I solve when he asked me to compare 2 fractions of the same denominator? Mrs. Shayma, 6/7, the first example, 6/7 and 5/7. 6 is numerator and 7 denominator. 5 is numerator, 7 is denominator. He asked me to compare 2 fractions of same denominator. I have same denominator, 7 and 7. What can I do? Only look to the numerator. Look to numerator. 6 is greater than 5, then the fraction 6/7 is greater than 5/7. Another example, 5/8 and 7/8. Which is greater fraction? Mrs. Shayma, the greatest fraction, 5/8 or 7/8. This same denominator. I have the numerator 5 and 7. Which is the smallest? Look at the numerator. Which is the smallest? The numerator is 5, is the smallest fraction. 5/8 is smaller than 7/8. Number 3, 1/3 and 4/3. Mrs. Shayma, how can I compare the 2 fractions with the same denominator? 3, the same denominator. Look at the numerator. Mrs. Shayma, 1 is smaller than 4, then the fraction 1/3 is smaller than 4/3. Again, when I compare the 2 fractions, of the same denominator, I look at the numerator. If the numerator is greater than, this is the greatest fraction. If the numerator is smaller than, this is the smallest fraction. In the second case, comparing two fractions of the same numerator. What can I do for this case? Comparing two fractions of the same numerator. 3 over 5 or 3 over 8. Mrs. Shayman, 3 over 5 and 3 over 8. The same numerator, it's equal. In the first case, look at the denominator. In the second case, look at the denominator. Mrs. Shayman, denominator 5 in the first fraction and 8 in the second fraction. The smallest denominator is the greatest fraction, and the greatest denominator is the smallest fraction. Then 3 over 5 is greater than 3 over 8. Another example, 4 over 5 and 4 over 7. Mrs. Shayman, 4 numerator and 4 numerator are equal. What can I do? 5 and 7 is different denominator. What can I do? Look at the denominator. 5 is the smallest denominator, then it's the smallest fraction. Sorry, it's the greatest fraction. 4 over 5, 5 is the smallest denominator, then it's the greatest fraction. 5 smaller than 8, but in the fraction 3 over 5 greater than 3 over 8. 4 over 5 is greater than 4 over 7. 5 over 8 and 5 over 6. Mrs. Shayman, I have same numerator. Look at the denominator. 8 or 6. 8 is greater than 6, but the fraction 5 over 8 is greater than, smaller than 5 over 6. The greatest denominator is the smallest fraction. The greatest denominator is the smallest fraction. Another one, 3 over 2, 3 over 5. I have same numerator. Look at the denominator. Miss Shayman, denominator in the first fraction is 2 and the denominator in the second fraction is 5. Where is the smallest fraction? 2 is the smallest denominator, then this is the greatest fraction. 3 over 2 greater than 3 over 5 because the denominator 2 is smaller than denominator 5. Then the first fraction is greater than the second fraction. Comparing two fractions of the different numerator and denominator. 3 over 4 and 2 over 3. What can I do? For 3 over 4 and 2 over 3, when you asked me to compare between two fractions. Mrs. Shayman, I have different numerator and I have different denominator. Make cross multiplication. 4 multiply 2, 3 multiply 3. 3 multiply 3 equal 9. 4 multiply 2 equal 8. Which is greatest number? 9 is greater than 8, then 3 over 4 is greater than 2 over 3. Another example, 3 over 2 and 5 over 6. I have different numerator and I have different denominator. What can I do? Make cross multiplication. 2 multiply 5 equal 10. 6 multiply 3 equal 18. Which is the greatest number, 18 or 10? 18 is greater than 10, then 3 over 2 is greater than 5 over 6. Another example, letter C, 2 and 2 over 3, 7 over 5. Mrs. Shayman, what is the name of this fraction? It's a mixed number. What is the name of this fraction? It's a mixed number. I have whole number and improper fraction. Mrs. Shayman, you can convert the mixed number to improper fraction. 3 multiply 2 plus 2. 3 multiply 2 equals 6. 6 plus 2 equal 8 over 3. And 7 over 5. Make cross multiplication. 5 multiply 8 equal 40. 3 multiply 7 equal 21. Which is greatest number, 40 or 21? 40. Then 2 and 2 over 3 is greater than 7 over 5. Letter D, 4 over 5 and 1. Mrs. Shayman, the 1 is whole number. The 1 is whole number. I will convert the whole number to fraction with the same denominator. 1 equal 5 over 5 because the denominator in the first fraction is 5. Mrs. Shaiman, in this case, I have same denominator. I have same denominator. What can I do? Look at the numerator. If the numerator is smaller than, then the first fraction is smaller than 1. 4 over 5 is smaller than 1. In this example, put greater than or smaller than or equal. 3 over 8 or 1. This example, 3 over 8 and 1. Mrs. Shaiman, 1, it's whole number. Look at the denominator. Denominator is 8. 1, 8 over 8. What is the number of this case? It's first case. It's same denominator. 8 and 8. What can I do? Look at the numerator. 3 is smaller than 8. Then 3 over 8 is smaller than 1. Like this example. 3 over 5 and 3 over 8. Mrs. Shaiman, which cases I have? 3 over 5 over 3 over 8. This same numerator is the second case. 3 over 5 and 3 over 8. Second case when I make comparing between two fractions with the same numerator. 3 numerator and 3 numerator is equal. 5 over 8. Mrs. Shaiman, the smallest denominator in the same numerator, it's the greatest fraction. 3 over 5 is greater than 3 over 8 because it's the case number 2, same numerator. Letter C, 3 over 7 and 0.5. Mrs. Shaiman, I can convert the decimal number to fraction. 0.5 we studied before. 0.5 equal 1 over 2. 3 over 7. I have two fractions, different numerator and different denominator. Cross multiplication, 2 multiply 3 equals 6, 7 multiply 1 equals 7. Which is greatest fraction? 6 is smaller than 7, then the greatest fraction is half. 6 is smaller than 7, then the greatest fraction is half. 3 over 5 or half, I have case number 3, the third case, I have different numerator and different denominator. Make cross multiplication, 2 multiply 3, 5 multiply 1. 2 multiply 3 equals 6, 5 multiply 1 equals 5. Which is the greatest number? 6. Then 3 over 5 is greater than 1 over 2 or half. 3 and 1 over 4, 3.2. Mrs. Shaiman, you can convert the decimal number to fraction or to mixed number because it's a whole number. 3, it's a whole number. 3, 0.2, it's mean 2 over 10. 3.2, it's mean 3, it's a whole number. 0.2, it's mean 2 over 10. We studied it before. 3 and 1 over 4, 3 and 2 over 10. Mrs. Shaiman, I have equal whole numbers, 3 and 3. Then look at the fraction, 1 over 4 or 2 over 5. You can make cross multiplication. 2 multiply 1 equals 10. 4 multiply 2 equal 8. Which is greatest number? 10 or 8? It's 10. Then 3 and 1 over 4 greater than 3.2. I will repeat again. I have 3 cases to comparing between two fractions. The first case, comparing two fractions of the same denominator. When I have the two fractions of the same denominator, look at the numerator. If the numerator in the first fraction is greater than the numerator in the second fraction, then the first fraction is greater than. In the second case, make comparing between two fractions of the same numerator. Mrs. Shaiman, when I have the two fractions of the same numerator, look at the denominator. Denominator, when I have the smallest denominator, it's the greatest fraction. If I have the greatest denominator, it's the smallest fraction. When I have comparing between two fractions of different numerator and denominator, make cross multiplication and which is the greatest number is the greatest fraction. I have 3 types of fraction. Number 1, proper fraction. Number 2, improper fraction. Number 3, mixed number. Number 1, proper fraction, its mean numerator is smaller than denominator. Number 2, improper fraction, its mean numerator is greater than denominator. Number 3, mixed number, I have whole number and proper fraction. In this evaluation, 2 and 7 over 9, 2.7. In the same, we studied it before. 2.7, it's mean 2 and 7 over 10. 2 and 7 over 9. I have the same whole number. I have the same whole number. 7 over 9 or 7 over 10. Mrs. Shayman, this is the second case, same numerator. When I have the same numerator, look at the denominator. Denominator 9 is a smaller denominator, but it's a greatest fraction. 2 and 7 over 9 is greater than 2 and 7 over 10. The homework, put greater than or smaller than or equal. Letter A, 5 over 8, 3 over 8. Letter B, half and 1 over 6. Letter C, 2 over 9 and 3 over 5. Please study well before solving homework. Thank you.